So what's the first thing we do? Well, we've sprayed our sheets and they're off drying. It actually says here, to need this construction kit you will need a knife, a pair of scissors, a steel ruler, blah 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 blah. One thing I forgot to mention was a cutting mat. Saves cutting up your desktop and your wife going spare at you. Basically, read through the instructions and see what we need to do. If there's anything particular with these, it talks about painting the edges, strengtheners, the main house, going through. Is there anything that's going to be really fiddly? Doesn't look like it. Looks all fairly straightforward. Let's make a start. Okay, carefully cut out the glazing along the outer white lines. I keep all my parts while I'm working on a model in this little box. Helps to protect them, keeps them clean, if you know what I mean. There we go, champion. Alright, now, as I said, you can use scissors. Scissors aren't bad for this actually, but you can use the steel ruler, C1, F1, F2, R1, and C1. These are the C1s here. With acetate, another little trick is you don't have to cut all the way through. And the score, and then a snap, and off they come. Okay, pop that back in our box. Obviously, if you've got scissors, they're all labelled, and at some point in making Metcalfe kits, you'll glue a window in the wrong way. So if you have a look, there's a shiny side where you can see the white reflecting as well. It's hard to pick up on camera, but one side is shiny, the other side has the actual white printing on it. This is the side that you want facing through the window. So this is, for want of a better term, the outside of the window. Hint is, if you put it the wrong way around, F1 is back to front. So if you can read F1, you've got the right side up. Okay? Makes it easy, doesn't it? And there we go. Front inner wall, rear inner wall. So they're all labelled quite well. As you can see, they're mostly cut through with a laser anyway, but it says cut along the score lines to release the components. I'd still recommend using your ruler. And you just cut that through and it'll fall away. So if you just put the blade in there, you've got a good chance of running it along and being alright. But the danger is heading off to one side. On an inner wall it's not so critical, but if you did that on the outer wall, you've then got a scar in your brickwork that you've got to do something with. I suppose the best advice I can do for making these models is to be patient. I know that's hard for us blokes sometimes. If you get any little daggy bits, like that little daggy bit on the corner there, just very carefully trim it off. Sometimes it's just a case of pressing in the corners. I know I said don't do it freehand, but to get right into those corners there you haven't really got an option. And then it'll pop out. If you just try to pop it out, 9 times out of 10 you'll end up with a little daggy bit. So you can see they've cut through, but you can just maybe see on these parts here where it's still joined. And that's all that I'm doing, is just snitching that with a scalpel blade, watching your fingers to release it. Sometimes you have to go from both sides to get it, and then it just pops out. They're all labelled, so if you can read GE2, then you've got the window facing up. Then to install it, all that we do is using our little dropper here, put a few little drops of paint around the edge. You don't need much. Then line up your wall that it's going on. Pop him on, make sure he's central. Then let that go off and you're ready to install the wall into the window. One thing I find with the kit is that they provide you these curtains that you can cut out and glue to the back of the window with a little spacer. But they're all generally a solid colour, and when you put them behind a window, I happen to have one here, it kind of looks a little, I don't know, ordinary. So I'm going to show you one thing that I do that I find quite easy. You'll just need some various different coloured textures, whatever colour you like. And basically, remembering that there is a non-reflective and a reflective side. On the reflective side, the darker colours work best. Just by even if you go straight up and down, you get creative. What you'll end up with is a pleated look. So when you turn that over, it looks like the fabric is actually hanging in folds. If you want them to do stained glass windows, so you can put like a background colour on it. Circles, dots, you can just go to town, you can have fun. Create yourself a spotty curtain even. Looks a bit odd like that, doesn't it? When you turn it over, you've got a pattern on the inside. So you can see the difference in the two patterns there. Other options for your windows are, these are just signs found on the internet, printed out onto plain coloured paper. You can cut them out and pop it behind your shop window there, and you've got a window outlet. Go over the frame. Like that. And then get my cotton tip. And there you have cleaned it up. That's with the cotton tip. And there I've got a blue frame. So you can change the colour of your frames reasonably easily. I hope that gives you some ideas of what you can do anyway. If all else fails, use the curtains that comes with the kit. What we did on this building was we used paint on the back of the windows as if they were blinds that you would pull down, where you would have a more solid colour than the pleated effect of the curtains. I'm going to put some blue curtains on the gardener's cottage here. So you can see the effect we've got on those curtains there. It's really hard to show you without a backlight. Okay, play around, see how you go. So these are our finished window effects. Blue pleated. It's our floral effect. Plain blue.